Please welcome me and welcoming blah, 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 Lenz.
Hey, so mind hacks. Well, hacking is a creative process that happens out of curiosity, and I've been curious for a lot of things in my life. I hacked everything from Matchbox cars to computers and the interwebs, and recently started to hack my brain. And mind hacks are actually something that help me get my ideas out into the real world. The book is one of my main tools that I use, because every time I have an idea, it actually takes real estate in my brain. It takes up space, and I need that space to work with. So what I do is I dump this idea as fast as I can onto some paper so that I get rid of it and can go on with my life. This is really a crucial thing, because ideas are so powerful. They consume a lot of time and energy. And if you have a sane way of getting rid of them, that's just perfect. Do it. The advantage of a book is that you actually didn't lose it. You have that idea still, so you can review it, and out of that review process, I compile a list. This list is one of my main things that I carry with me for as long as I've been working on this concept. The list is a major plan that I have for my next year or next couple of months. And this list consists of all those ideas that I collected in my books and a couple of other ideas or goals that I try to achieve. And this idea of a list is really helpful, because every time you're mentally idle or you just have some kind of downtime, you have that list and you can just take one item off it and action it and actually do it. And once you've done one of those items, you can cross it out and you can get rid of it, and you're really, really happy because you've done something that actually produced an outcome, and that was something that you tried to do for a long time but struggled to action. So a list really helps you to action your items and to get things done. Telling the story is a very, very important concept for me. Every time I have an idea that actually got out of this I have it in the book phase into the list phase, onto I really want to do something with it, I go out and tell people about it. This telling helps to actually get a clearer picture about what you really try to do with this idea. Because every time you tell this story, you tell it to someone else, and this someone else needs a slightly different story. And when you look at the stories that you've told, you get down to an essence of the idea. If you take this essence and really focus in getting this essence done, then you're probably really at the core of your idea. Another thing that happens is that you get a lot of input, and this input actually helps you to define corner cases or things you'd never thought of, and it really helps you making this idea an idea that actually works instead of an idea that just works for you. This is really, really crucial, shaping your idea. Defining a risk. This is something that happens a lot of times. You have that idea, and then you're not quite sure if you should really do it. This is the moment where you can actually take this idea, write it down, and on the other side, write down the possible outcome that would be if you would do it. Like, let's make a small example. I have the idea to go on a vacation. The risk is that probably I'll miss something that happens at home while I'm away. The outcome is that I probably meet interesting guys, be at nice places, have a nice time. So actually, the risk is pretty low. The outcome's pretty high. That's pretty obvious. I'll go for the vacation. Other things might not be as obvious as the vacation example, but if you write down this risk, what you do mentally is you actually define and action this risk. And this really helps you to estimate if this risk is a real risk. Positive thinking is a hack that I use a lot if I have to get things done that I don't want to. Every time you have this great idea, you get halfway through, and then there is this point where you hit something that is just not the type of work you want to do. If you actually think of it in a really, really positive way of what the outcome would be if you actually go through it. Let's say you want to clean up your desk. If you imagine in really bright colors how your desk is wonderful and shiny and empty, and then really, really try to get into that picture and really try to combine this with a positive energy and a positive idea. And then you open up your eyes and you see the big mess. then you actually really want to get that mess away. And this really helps you to focus on things you don't want to do. So get out, buy a book, write down your ideas, dump your stuff, try to action your lists, and be creative. Realize your ideas.